Hello, I'm DeDe. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll do a collection of yoga poses with an emphasis on balance challenges. I'll give you lots of options so you can create the right amount of challenge for you. Our overall goal in this session is to create greater confidence so you can navigate through any situation that you find yourself in with confidence and trust that you will be just fine. So here's what you'll need. A yoga mat if you're on a hard floor as I am. Turn it this way. You probably won't need your shoes and socks. You will need a folded towel and some water to sip on for hydration. Give yourself permission to move at your own pace and skip something if it doesn't feel right for you. Also, because we'll be doing lots of balancing in this session, if you need to be closer to a wall or a countertop or a sturdy chair, then make sure that you put yourself close to those objects so you can feel confident while you're gaining more confidence. Make sure you have plenty of space around you as well. And let's come into mountain pose. So we'll bring our feet so they're even and straight directly underneath our hip joints. Soften your knees a tiny bit and make your pelvis level all the way around. Now your front ribs are pulled in. Your back ribs are pulled in very gently. So that's just a little bit of core co-contraction. Shoulders are back and down. Your ears are back over your shoulders. And for right now, let's start with our hands wrapped around our side ribs. So your opposite hand goes on your opposite side ribs. And then I want you to try and close your eyes here unless you're absolutely not comfortable with doing that. Try it. So we'll breathe through the nose as much as we can throughout this practice. Breathing through the nose, it helps to filter the air better. There's more chance of moisturization of the air because it has to travel a little further up through the nose and down through the back of the throat. Breathing out through your nose helps you to keep your mouth from getting too dry. Lots of benefits to breathing through your nose. Now you're probably already noticing how much your rib cage expands and shrinks on your inhales and exhales respectively. Just pay attention to that right now. Try to create as much of this expansion and shrinkage as you can with your breathing. And now bring your awareness to your feet. Think of your feet as two rectangles, and you're going to push all four corners of each rectangle down equally. Now let your eyes reopen if they were closed. Let's relax the arms down. You can keep breathing through your nose and keep trying to expand your rib cage as much as you can. Now we'll bring our awareness back to our feet and we'll pick up the toes and wiggle them around. Now you can also wiggle your fingers around. You may have already been wiggling them just because you're wiggling your toes. They're somewhat connected in our brains. So we've already begun to challenge our balance. The first way we did that was by closing our eyes. And now the second way that we're doing it is by picking up the toes, which is making our base of support a little bit smaller. We'll be challenging our balance in these different ways as we move through the session. Now, relax your toes down, because our toes tell our brain information about where we are in space, so they help us to balance. And let's shift our weight now over to the right foot, and then over to the left foot. So when we closed our eyes a moment ago, when we were doing our deep breathing, we took away our vision, and our vision is one of the ways that our brain and body work together to keep us in balance. Another way are sensors that we have throughout our skeleton and our joints that help us determine where we are in space. For example, if you're in a car and you have your eyes closed, you can probably tell which direction you're going in. If you're turning, if you're going straight, if you're backing up. So we don't do that with our vision, we do that with the sensors in our body. Something else that helps us maintain our balance successfully is our inner ear. So to challenge that, we can lean the head to one side or to the other side. So we want to loosen up our neck to be able to do that. So right now, just tilting your head a little bit. So we're shifting our center of gravity. We're making one foot heavier than the other, and we're challenging our inner ear by tilting our head. So we have a lot of different challenges going on right now. You don't have to do all of them. Let's come back to the center, and then we'll shift our weight very subtly forward toward our toes, and then back toward our heels. Try to move your whole body as one unit instead of just moving your pelvis. Shift your body weight, keeping your knees mostly straight. And our arms are going opposite as a counterbalance. Open up your chest. And then bring your fingers together. Inhale, open. Shifting your weight forward. Exhale, shifting your weight back. All right, and then we'll center our weight once again right over our ankle. So just like we set ourselves up at the very beginning, everything is stacked on top of everything else. Put your hands on your hips now. Lift one heel up, and then the other heel goes up. So feel the stretch in the back of your toes. Feel a little bit of contraction in your calf muscles. So we're taking away some of our base of support by being up on the tiptoes of one foot. You might get a little lean from side to side going, so you can get your weight to shift over better. And then bring your heels down. Now you may need to steady yourself on a wall, countertop, or chair. So do that if you need to. Let's go up, both heels, and down. Then we'll add some arms as well. So if you're holding on with one hand, you can move one arm. You don't have to move both. So we're taking away quite a bit of our base of support by going up on our tiptoes this way. It doesn't have to be very high. And by the way, if your head is forward As soon as you come up on your tiptoes, you're going to start to fall forward. So make sure your head is not forward of your shoulders. Last one. All right, now we're down, arms at your sides. Let's circle around through one ankle and we'll roll the shoulder on that side. And then we'll do the other side. So inhale and exhale. And we're turning the head and maybe the torso as well. Remember, we talked about turning the head and how that affects our inner ear. It doesn't have to be a tilt. A turn of the head this way will also challenge our balance. Can you feel what's happening in your ankles, as well as your shoulder, your torso, your arm? One more. And then we'll inhale, take the arms up. On the exhale, let's twist. Looking over the right shoulder, wrap your arms around, and then we'll do the other side. Your elbows can be very bent here if they need to be. Wrap your arms around as you exhale. So everything is turning except for your feet. Your feet stay in place, but you still might feel some weight shift. One more. Now the arms go out to the sides. Inhale, make sure your knees are soft. Exhale, slide your right hand down, your left arm goes over, and then we'll switch. So give yourself some support here with your hand on your leg. I'm getting a little warmer. I hope you are too. Three more. Now we stand back up and we inhale. Hands on your legs. Exhale, hinge forward. So just a tiny bend in your knee that stays the same. And then slide your hands back up, inhale, slide your hands down, hinge forward as you exhale. Let's do a couple more. I'll show you from the side. So make sure that your head, your neck, and your back are all in one line. Two more. All right, and then we stay in the down position. I'll show you from the side again. Now we inhale and lift the tailbone up, and then exhale, drop the tailbone down. Let's go back and forth here. You should have some weight on your hands. This is also a little bit of a wrist stretch for the hands. But what we're doing here is loosening up our lower back by extending the lumbar spine, and then when we drop the tailbone, flexing the lumbar spine just a little bit. Are you keeping your shoulders away from your ears? Make sure. Now we come back to neutral with our spine. Push off with your hands. Inhale, hinge up, arms sweep up. And then we exhale different. Sit into chair pose. And then we'll do that again. So hands come together in front of the heart center. Or if you want to put your hands back on your thighs again like this, feel free to do that. Now our ankles and knees stay the same distance apart the whole time. So your knees don't come together or flare out as you sit back and down. Make sure you're not doing that. We want to cut down on the wear and tear of our joints, in this case our knee joints. So now we're using almost our entire body for this mountain pose, chair pose sequence. And for that reason, hopefully you're feeling even warmer. Now let's stay in the down position. Let's start with our hands on our legs for this. And then we'll go up on one set of tiptoes while we keep breathing. And then switch to the other set of tiptoes. Now both heels come down. Inhale, rise back up. And then on the exhale, hands down on your thighs or hands in front of your heart this time. Hold here and keep breathing. Can we try both sets of tiptoes? Make sure you're holding on to something if you need to. Your back, your neck, your head, they're all in one straight line. Feel free to do only one set of tiptoes here if that's better for you. Now heels down, inhale, standing up. And on the exhale, hands in front of your heart. Let's go to the front of the mat. Inhale, and on the exhale, let's come all the way down now. So bend your knees, slide your hands down onto the mat, bend your knees more or use blocks if you need to. Now take one leg back, doesn't matter which one, way, way, way back. Drop the knee, drop the foot. And then we'll inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. And on the exhale, bring the hands down. Let's repeat that. Now, if you need to put your folded towel under your back knee, make sure you do that. You might need some extra padding there. So always provide that extra padding for yourself if you need it. One more time. All right, now the hands come down and you tuck your back toes under and you spring off of your back foot to step up. Now let's take the other foot back. Again, it doesn't matter which one, just do the other one. Step way back, drop your knee and foot. Make sure your front knee is over your ankle here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time the elbows bend and the arms circle back and down. And then again. Deep breathing. We're still trying to expand our ribs with every breath. All right. Take the hands down, tuck your back foot under, spring off of your back leg. Now we'll be here about halfway up with our hands on our shins. So bend your knees as much as you need to get your back long and neutral and straight. Keep breathing here. All right, now the leg that's closest to me, that leg is going to step back. So step it back. And then we'll be here in a low lunge. So you can be on your fist here, you can be on your flat palms, you can be up on your fingertips, or you can be up on a yoga block. We're going to twist back and forth now. So inhale, exhale, twist with your back to me. And then inhale, switch. So stabilize, find your balance. Exhale, twist toward me. And then two more. Keep your back leg straight. All right, now to get to the other side, we'll walk hand over hand around this way, and we'll turn the feet. Make sure your feet are still on a narrow railroad track here, not a tightrope. And then fist or palm or fingertips or block. Inhale, long straight spine. Exhale and twist. And we'll go back and forth 3 more times. Lengthen your back leg. We're going to build on this. We're going to put this together with our chair pose in just a moment. And both hands come down. Walk around, all the way around to what was originally the front of our mat. Let's step both feet up there. And then halfway up, hands on your shins, just like we did a moment ago. Stay here with a neutral spine. Use your abdominals to help support. And then hands on your hip creases, and let's hinge all the way up. Now let me give you a quick preview. Chair pose, twisting chair, and then twisting lunge. Okay, that was a very fast forward, quick preview. We're going to take our time, okay? So let's get into chair pose. This time, if it's possible for you to do so with comfort, you're going to bring your feet closer together. Sit back, your hips go way back. Knees together, as close together as your ankles are right now. Shoulders back and down. Keep your hands on your legs, or if you can, hands together in front of your heart. So this is a little bit lower than we were earlier, and it's more narrow with the feet, if you can get there. Now, take both hands on the side of your thigh that's closest to me. Stay in your chair, but then twist. Shoulders down. Try not to turn your whole body. Keep your tailbone facing straight back. Turn your chest. Hands on your legs. Let's hinge all the way up. Hands together in front of the heart. Inhale. Exhale, sitting back. Chair pose once again. Push the weight back into your heels. Your spine is long and straight. This time you take your hands to the other thigh. Turn your chest away from me and breathe. And then we'll come back to the center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands together. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, sitting back into your chair. Lean forward further this time now. Inhale. On the exhale, turn toward me. And if you're able to do it, take your elbow on the outside of your knee. Now remember, we still have the tailbone facing straight back, and you can keep looking straight down. You don't have to look toward me, but you can. Shoulders away from ears. Take your hands back to center. Inhale, rise up slowly, and exhale, hands together. Let's go the other way now. Inhale. Exhale, sit back. Hips go way back. Drop even lower now. Drop your chest a little bit. And then the same version we did in the first round, or what we just did on the first side there, taking your elbow to the outside of your knee if you can. Turn your chest as far away from me as you can. See if you can keep your knees side by side without letting one go further forward. That makes it more challenging. And then we'll come back to center, hands on your legs, slowly rise up. Inhale, Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, exhale, chair pose. Lean your torso forward, press your hips back. Turn toward me, elbow or hands, or one hand and your back hand is down on the floor, and then we'll step the back leg back. How did you do? So this is definitely a dynamic balance challenge, meaning we're moving and we're having to balance at the same time. Is your back leg straight? The knee is as straight as you can get it. Now, are you able to step all the way up in one big step or two steps? And then come back to center and slowly rise up. Take your time with that. Inhale. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale. Exhale, sit back and down. And then we'll turn with our backs to one another. Use your hands or one hand or your elbow. Now the foot that's closest to me, that's the one that steps back. When you're ready, step it way back. Take more than one step. Keep your hand down on the floor if you need to. Relax your face. Feel the strength in your lower body. Feel the strength in your core. Strengthen your arms. All right, and then we'll step up, one step or more. And then take your hands on your thighs and slowly hinge up. Inhale. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Let's come all the way down. Bend your knees, step your legs back, and then child's pose. You may want your folded towel here, so grab that right now if you need it. And you're either here, or further back, or all the way down. This is also a great time to get a sip of water, if you'd like one. Make sure that whichever pose you've chosen right now to rest, child's pose or any other pose that you like, make sure it feels restful. You want to recuperate and recover for a moment. All right, and now we're going to stretch out and be completely flat, prone, which is face down. So you may want your extra padding underneath your pelvis. And then we'll take one hand underneath our forehead, and then we'll bend the other knee, and we'll reach back with that hand for the ankle. It's okay if you can't hold your ankle, just bend your knee. And you want to look for the stretch in the front of your thigh on your bent leg side. And then we'll switch, so take your time. Just bending your knee or bending your knee and holding your ankle. You might want to flex your foot as well. All right, release your legs out behind you. Let's come into the Sphinx Pose. So take your elbows directly under your shoulders. Push your collarbones and shoulder blades down and draw your heart forward. Tuck your chin in to release any tension in your neck. Feel the stretch through the front of your body. Maybe you feel a little bit of motion and compression in your lower back as well. Now we lower the chest down. We take the hands next to the chest and we push up to all fours. And then we're going to come to a seated position. So you may want to sit on the front edge of your folded towel. And then we'll sit with our legs folded. So one foot in front of the other, feet further away, if that's more comfortable for you. Otherwise, bring them in close. Shoulders down, ears back, tall, straight spine. Inhale and exhale, lean over to the side. Relax your supporting arm. Feel the stretch in your waist. And then we'll come up and we'll switch. Inhale, exhale over. Inhale to come up and exhale, relax your arms, roll your shoulders up and back and down. So how did you do? If we don't actively practice balancing, we lose a small percentage of our ability to balance every year after about age 40. So if you're like me and you're well beyond age 40, practicing balance is vital for us to maintain our confidence. So hopefully you feel a little bit more confident, a little stronger, a little bit better with your balance after this session. So as usual, thanks for joining me. And until next time, be well.